in American history. Pete Santilli, baby. Come on board.
What's going on? First and foremost, you're calling for prayers. I absolutely agree. Everyone needs to give a prayer for you. You've got problems with your heart, and the top three causes of problems with human beings on planet Earth. Number one is number one is unknown, thanks to things that have happened recently, but unknown it's called. Secondly, cardiovascular disease.
Yeah.
So prayers for you, prayers for former Congressman Kurt Weldon. Absolutely. A lot of information he has. A lot of people haven't followed closely about 9/11. So I can't wait to see that interview. Can't wait to meet him out at the summit. So,
yeah, I mean, I got a call from Juan's chief of staff telling me that he's going to have an explosive speech regarding, I guess, China. I want to say he's going to reveal a lot of things that have not been revealed before. He's going to expose for the first time ever the ultimate treasonous event at the Storm Summit. So we're all waiting for this. It's going to be big. He's coming on my podcast as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's time, man. It's kind of like, this is the last summit, right? That Juan says that this is it before we go into the big show.
Yeah, it's the biggest event right before the midterm elections. You brought something up, and I don't want to just touch on it. The term October surprise was born talking about Iran back in 1980, because the timing of the release of the hostages, what was his name? I think Reagan's campaign manager was worried that they were going to release the hostages prior to the election and help Carter out. Iran is strategic. They know that all they need to do is to wait out President Trump. Even our deep staters know that they can stall things and slow walk stuff and wait out President Trump and wait for the next regime to come in. So right now we're in a critical period. It just so happens that as we're talking right now, Scott Bessent dropped what he calls the economic D-Day on Iran. That happened this morning, just prior to us coming on the air. Economic D-Day. Wow. What does that mean? He's going to strangulate, and I mean strangulate. They won't be able to get, vital supplies into the country, in or out. He said that it's the most restrictive, the heaviest sanctions ever put upon an adversary in world history. And that happened just before we came on air. So now how are they going to respond to that? People are going to start going hungry. They're the vital supplies they need for, keeping their infrastructure going. Right now, we're going to just choke them off. How are they going to respond? What happens when you back a cat up into a corner? He's going to come out scratching, right?
So is that why would they give a warning though of an October surprise? It's not really a surprise if they're giving such a warning. That's why I went to the Luciferian thing here, because I don't think it's going to be. I think they're going to use Iran as the proxy, obviously. But what do you think? Could it be terrorist cells in America that they try to take out our infrastructure? Could it be escalating the war in Iran? What do you think it's going to be? Because it says Iran may be planning an October surprise ahead of the November midterm elections. A leading defense expert has warned the phrase emerged in the 1980s, like you said, Pete, after 52 Americans were kidnapped during the occupation of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran during Iran's Islamic Revolution. The incident dominated the presidential race between incumbent Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan, painting Carter in a bad light. Do you think that they're going to do something to sway the election, or they just know that he's getting ready to do this national security emergency? Is that what it is? So they got to make it move first, or what?
During our conversation, I want to touch on some very important things that lay out, and we're talking facts, that the Obama administration, Biden, Hillary Clinton have been supporting Iran, destabilizing the Middle East. We're gonna talk about that stuff. So
sending them pallets of billions of dollars. I would say, that checks that box.
You know what else? Did you know? I'm going to throw this out. You ready? Did you know that Hillary Clinton did two significant things? Number one, she lifted the terror designation for Al Qaeda in Iran so they could get funding. Did you know that?
Yes, I remember. In fact, I believe it was either Juan that told me or you, but yes, I knew that.
Yeah, MEK, the Mujahideen al-Khalq. She lifted the terror designation, allowing the funding of Al-Qaeda in Iran. Like, doing that, what is that going to do? All those proxies that are all throughout the Middle East, Hezbollah, Hamas, all of those. I mean, that money starts flowing to them. Now, Barack Obama, okay, Hamas is a proxy for Iran. Barack Obama funneled tens of millions of dollars to the NGOs in Gaza for humanitarian reasons. Well, guess who was running the NGOs in Gaza? Hamas, and they built military infrastructure in those tunnels underneath the ground. That was Barack Obama funneling the money to Hamas. So he has helped build up their military infrastructure of their proxies. This is the Obama administration.
Right. So what do you think these billboards, right? Why don't we just follow the money and see who's putting out these billboards? Is it Iran that is funding these billboards to say that there's going to be an October surprise, and now Barron Trump is under threat? Have you seen this?
Yes. All of these threats and all the propaganda that they use, okay, is they're tapping into, fatigue that the Americans have. You think you could just go in there and a couple strikes here and there. They have set up a method of launching missiles, and it's a military strategy to deplete our most sophisticated Patriot missile batteries, all that stuff. They've done that a little bit at a time. We started running out of armament to defend ourselves, to defend Israel, and to defend our military bases. Well, guess what? They held back a lot. They have so many weapons underground. They haven't even come out with the thousands and thousands that they have. But that fatigue that's been caused by drawing this thing out, leading right up to the election, the midterm elections. How divided are we going into the midterm elections related
more than ever. I mean, the Democrats really feel they have a chance here. Obviously, they want to put in Hakeem Jeffries. Right. They want to impeach Trump. They have a plan. They have a master plan to take out Trump and then, and forever take this government back to where we will never recognize it again. I mean, everything is on the table. Everything's on the line here for this.
Yes. Now,
it all comes down to the midterms more than ever.
More than ever. Now, picture this. You got the fatigue of the populist movement. They don't want the forever wars. They're putting pressure on President Trump. He has to fight this thing because I believe that this is a battle between Trump and us, the populist movement, and the deep state. Deep state's been operating behind the scenes.
But what bothers me is that we're fighting this so-called deep state. We're going after certain people, Podesta, Obama, traders here in America, right? Obviously, the families that run them, that fund them, Soros, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, all this stuff. But still, as all this is happening, AI is being built right under our noses. They're building a digital prison system. I'm watching this in horror and put flock cameras. I mean, this stuff is just getting built like all around us, like a prison system being built around America right beneath our noses as we're paying attention to this deep state war of the old guard that's getting ready to get torn down. I have no doubt about it. But as we're tearing them down, they're building the new guard.
Yes. Now let's talk about the old guard. The two federal grand juries, Joe DeGeneva, special prosecutor, Joe DeGeneva in Florida, is about to bring indictments. All the subpoenas against Brennan, Comey. Comey, I think, is going to go to jail just based on what I'm seeing. And the lying that was done when they picked him up for 8647, I think Comey's going to go to jail. So all these people are panicking because they know that the noose is around their neck right now. I mean, please pardon the expression.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The walls are closing in on them. The cat is in the corner. They know indictments are about to come. If they can preempt something like that, right? Just like with the release of the hostages, who's going to benefit and when? If they can do something and strike right before the midterms, the public sentiment, they would anticipate that they're going to turn on President Trump. President Trump doesn't win, and we Republicans don't win the midterms, what's that going to do to a remaining balance?
Game over, and I refuse to believe that. Something has to happen, because you don't defy the odds like Trump has done. You don't defy the odds, and a lot of people are like, when I talk to people it's idiocracy when they're sitting there telling me, "Oh, he's just an egotistical businessman, man. He's just a motivated guy." I'm like, no, this is an operation. There's no way you upset Hillary Clinton with all the alleged cheating she did, and then upset that apple cart, and then come back in 2024 and do it again. It doesn't work that way. You don't defy the odds that way. And plus, when you're really paying attention to everything that's happening behind the scenes, like you and I are, we see things that moves that he is making that are completely strategic military moves. One of them being Maduro, USAID, the whole thing. This has to be an operation.
That's right. Let's roll the clock back real quick, and let's recognize how we do October surprises against our adversaries, and vice versa. Remember back in 2016, when in Ukraine. Now I got some heavy stuff I'm going to bring to you. A former congressman was actually investigating for an October surprise in Ukraine. Was talking to Ukraine intel people that said that they were paid by Hillary Clinton's campaign to dig up dirt on President Trump. At the same time, Hillary Clinton, do you know what Hillary Clinton got caught doing by that congressman that was investigating? She got caught shipping highly specialized steel through Ukraine. A Ukrainian oligarch, Viktor Pinchuk, highly specialized steel that was used for Iran's nuclear centrifuges. He caught her, had the bill of lading, all that stuff. She's shipping steel in violation of the Iran sanctions. That was going to be coming out. It actually came out. It didn't have as big of an impact because they ran, as you know, the Russia collusion thing and all that stuff. They were running October surprises. So these people they'll stop at nothing and spend all kinds of money to bring their October surprises. I think that they're doing the same thing using Iran. Iran is that thorn in President Trump's side.
Iran is the new Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, man. And she and Obama and Biden and all of that, and Brennan, right? You can't forget about Brennan. They're all behind that, using Iran and advising them.
Would you expect something very big? I mean, we're coming into it now. Steve Bannon has said that on August he expects the national security emergency. Juan disagrees. I kind of disagree as well. I think it's going to be closer to. I think now we're coming into the window, September, October.
Yes.
When do you expect this national security emergency? What kind of counter moves do you think? Who's going to go first, Trump or the deep state? Is he going to wait for the deep state to make a terroristic move, a false flag, and then call it? How do you see this playing out?
Think about this. It's literally a chessboard, and both sides are getting ready to make their moves. Both sides are. President Trump's got the national security emergency. President Trump has the indictments. Can you imagine if he times it just right, and he has to make sure that now is something big happening with Iran? We're going to talk about the possibilities of what they could do, because it has to have what do they call it? Asymmetric retaliation for maximum political effect. If they launch terror attacks in the United States of America and start killing people at the malls with sleeper cells, that's not going to look good politically. It's going to give President Trump more ammunition to go after them. It's going to be something directly in retaliation for
financial.
I don't. There's a whole host of things that could happen. It could be financial. It could be a hacking event. It could be something like that. They can bring down the freaking grid.
Yeah.
These guys. I mean, our internet is blown.
Well, let me just say this right now. Check this out. So I got you. I beat you to the punch, and then you beat me to the punch. Iran hackers shut down UK power plant. They're blaming it on Iran. Iran had shut down a British power plant for 4 days in an unprecedented cyber attack, the Telegraph can disclose. It is thought to be the first time that hackers affiliated to the Iranian regime have succeeded in closing down such a facility in the UK, and is believed to be the most successful cyber attack of its kind in history. I mean, that's out there right now. The Telegraph understands that the incident took place at the same time as a series of attacks on the U.S. water infrastructure. So they're letting you know, man, like this is how this is playing out already.
Yes. Now, and we'll touch on it. My involvement for years with building KUX technologies and talking about our cybersecurity or lack thereof of cybersecurity. What I learned is that China is in our system and they're dormant. They have like sleeper cells inside of our cyber infrastructure. Iran, same thing. When they decide to pull the trigger, our internet is so unsecure, we don't know where they're at or what they're going to do, but they can strike really, really hard. I'm glad you bring that up. I mean, this is the main reason why we came up with the post-quantum encrypted QUX TV. That's like a little mini computer, not just for watching your content, but also being able to communicate with people back and forth. Everybody needs to understand the regular internet is like Swiss cheese. It's got holes in it. They can get imagine John Brennan could sit there and get $1, or the Iranians can sit there and pull $1 out of hundreds of millions of people's bank accounts without them knowing. Did you know that? And they're doing it.
I mean, I would assume so. Yeah. So, folks, here it is, pistolpeachstore.com/Nino if you want to get one of these. Now, nobody can look what you're looking. They cannot supervise or surveillance what you're looking at, correct? This is like spy proof.
That is impenetrable. It's the most secure with post-quantum encryption system anywhere on the planet. And President Trump has actually mandated that businesses and governments get post-quantum encrypted by 2030, where we pioneered that technology. But yeah, I'm glad you bring that up. It's a good, I didn't plan to be talking about that right now. But ladies and gentlemen, here's the most important thing. All of our apps, Cipher Room, SigRep.io, all that stuff will come with this. You make a purchase, no subscriptions, and you'll have access to, and I'm going to go back to our communications, right? All of our communications is being surveilled by the powers that be, from China, Iran, the NSA, and the bad people that were running.
They can see everything you look at. With this, they cannot, correct? With this, they can't.
There's no data collection. There's no spying. There's no surveillance. But imagine Iran, runs social media influence operations. They through the back end of your computer, they know if you're a Republican, they can try to sway you, or they might determine that you're apt to start attacking Israel because of the war, and they start pumping that social media influence operation. None of that stuff is done through the QUX TV box. And by the way, I'll get off of this right now. I just want to make sure everyone knows. You make that purchase, you have access to 16,000 channels total that you won't see, no subscription fees, and access to all of our apps lifetime without paying any subscription fees. Go to pistolpeachstore.com/Nino. So let's set that aside. A cyber attack on our system. Do you realize how significant that would be? I mean,
would that be the 10 days of darkness that those boards have talked about? I mean, I've heard that this is definitely coming, right? I mean, we talked to the same people. They've said, I've asked, what's going to happen this November, October, November. They say, well, the pause happens then, but then this rolls out into 2027, and 2027 is supposed to be a very explosive year, correct, Pete?
It is. Remember the Egyptian revolution? Remember that whole thing when that happened?
Yeah.
That big uprising. Do you know what stopped it? Do you know what finally ended that entire thing, where millions and millions of people were in the streets? Guess what it was? They were trying to figure out how to get people back to work and to turn the internet on, because they had shut down portions of the internet. It is devastating when they have to turn off portions of the internet because people were communicating. All right. And it's difficult to shut down communications while still let businesses, achieve commerce. But that Egyptian revolution actually was resolved because they needed to get the internet up and running, and big business said, hey, we're losing billions of dollars here. And that's what stopped it. Shutting down the internet would have such a devastating impact. It would actually send us into, right now, we're very, very unstable globally. It would put us into a global depression. Iran could initiate that. They have the capabilities to do it. They are embedded and they're dormant in our system and can just flick the switch whenever they want to do it. But they're not going to do it unless they're forced to. Like right now, we got them backed into a corner economically as of today, the economic D-Day. So what they're going to do is going to be for asymmetric retaliation, maximum impact on the election. Because if they can take out Trump, right, just enough political PR pressure, make Trump look bad, shut him down, make him a lame duck president for 2 years. He doesn't have Congress to do any work for him. He'll have his hands tied.
So what do you think the purpose is of putting these billboards up? Is it kind of like look here, not there type of thing? Who's putting these billboards up, and why would they show you what they're doing? The only thing I can think of is the karma thing, right? I mean, who would telegraph, October surprise? Well, it's not a surprise anymore if you're telling everybody, but these billboards are springing up everywhere talking about October surprise, Barron Trump. Let me just get to this Barron Trump thing for a second, because this to me, Iran state TV airs threat against Trump's son, Barron. Iranian state television has broadcast a segment describing efforts to reach President Donald Trump's son, Barron, and referring to a $10 million reward, an unusually explicit threat against a member of the U.S. president's immediate family. The roughly 3-minute report focuses on Barron Trump and portrays attempts to identify ways of reaching him using stylized graphics depicting surveillance, online activity, and people in his surroundings. The segment displays locations and online platforms purportedly associated with the effort and depicts attempts to map social connections around the president's son and penetrate layers of Secret Service protection. Iran International could not independently verify the operational claims made in the broadcast, which relies heavily on dramatized graphics and provides no evidence that any attempt to reach Barron Trump has succeeded. But, I mean, they're putting this stuff out there. They're amping people up here.
Imagine the shock and horror if they were to take out Barron Trump and Melania Trump. Imagine.
I mean, but why would they tell you?
Well, look at, we took out Soleimani. That's just about like taking out one of their family members. Remember that? President Trump took out Soleimani.
Yeah, exactly. True.
Wait, listen to this. Remember this guy?
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead.
Yeah.
I just don't have that button available. President Trump telegraphs, when he takes out one of their people. But when they took out their top military commander, that guy was worshipped by their people. The IRCG, saw him as like their religious saint. So they're doing that in retaliation. They're saying, hey, if you can take out one of our people, you took out Khomeini, right? I mean, Trump bragged and celebrated when their entire regime was taken out. And that's what they're doing right now. We kind of forget about that. It's not that I'm criticizing President Trump, because I want them all taken out. Shoot, I was in the military when they blew up the Beirut barracks. Did you know that?
I had no idea. No, I knew you were in the military. You did some very big things for the military.
When Iran blew up the Marine Corps barracks in Beirut, Lebanon, I was in boot camp.
Crazy.
And they will, for maximum impact. It was the largest non-nuclear explosion on planet Earth at the time, and it was a massive. And they are big showmen like that. They will do something for maximum political impact, and I know it's going to come. It is going to come.
There are certain landmarks here in America, or big ones like the Statue of Liberty, just like the Twin Towers got taken out, but the Statue of Liberty, the Golden Gate Bridge has always been talked about as being a huge target, signifying or symbolizing America.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on that, man? You said there was an IED put in the Mobile, Alabama dam. And that just shows me that that's part of the, they're willing to, whoever put that there. I hope that you think about the Hoover Dam. I mean, somebody's willing to blow up all the dams in America, maybe take out the Golden Gate Bridge. I mean, whatever they're doing has to be, they can't pull the trigger too fast. They can't prematurely do anything. They got to do it at the right time when America is on its knees. And I think midterms would be it, right?
Oh, man. This morning, I don't know if you saw it on X. It's floating out there. Videos of these guys with miners cap lights on their head coming out of the manhole covers in New York City. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, what is that about, man? I mean, I see it here in El Paso, but so
this is New York City coming out of the manhole covers. They're underground. What the heck are they doing? And they don't look.
Are they going to be taking bombs? You mean something putting explosives under there?
What are they doing, dude? I saw it this morning. It scared the bejesus out of me. I say scared the bejesus because I didn't think about that. But they're underground. I watched those two guys come out, and they were paranoid, covering their faces when they came out. It's not like they were workers. They were covering.
Well, we have the same problem here, but we know what that's from. That's the illegals coming here through the different tunnels, and some they end up in the sewer.
Sure. Yep.
But I mean, in New York, that's wow. And they have like a rubber suit on, right? Like they're equipped.
Yeah, what is up with that? They had like the waiter's pants for fishing, right?
Yeah. Like they're waiting and shit. But I mean, dude, that's very concerning. So why aren't we sending troops right now? Sectioning those areas off and sending people down there to see what the hell's going on.
And I'm glad you bring this up. Okay, here's the bottom line. This is a fact of reality. When you have that many sleeper cells inside the country, compare that number to the total number of first responders that we have.
Oh, no, it's not even. It's a joke.
Okay, and they also have a strategy for hitting hospitals, right, and doing second waves of attacks. You know how they lure in the first responders and then they hit again? It will have a devastating impact. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to consider the fact that if a major mass casualty event takes place, you're going to be on your own. We're not going to have enough first responders to take care of everybody. Now, do you know who Sarah Adams is?
Yes.
Sarah Adams has been warning for the past year. I'm talking legitimate intel sources out of the Middle East. Did you know that Hamza bin Laden has been running terror training camps in Afghanistan?
I wouldn't doubt it. I'm sure there's many of them there.
Oh, yeah. No, massive. They actually trained the ones for October 7th. They trained over 10,000 to take over Syria. And they said that they now have inside the United States thousands of trained, highly trained, like special forces styled operators that are also training other people. So they're looking for, imagine an event. They're planning for an event, and this is what she said, to hit in one day where 60 to 100,000 people die.
Perish. Right. So would it be multiple cities, one city? I mean, we could be looking at multiple cities.
Yeah.
And where would they happen? They would happen in the Democratic hellholes because they're protected there, like a New York City.
That's right. You wouldn't be able to find them. You're right.
Portland, right? Chicago. Yep. I mean, because they know, I'm sure they're anticipating right now Trump is going to make a move. Trump's waiting, right? He's going to make some kind of move for regarding the midterms. So this would be their response: mass friggin' chaos, mass life loss, right?
That's right. I've been tracking for a couple of years now, and everyone can go look this up. Did you know that the Department of Homeland Security has intercepted shipping containers full of parts for AK-47s found in the ports in Miami, and another shipping container with parts coming into Long Beach, and then Galveston. You know, the Department of Homeland Security has found these shipping containers that if you take those parts and you put them together, you have tens of thousands of AK-47s that they can assemble, all coming in from China.
Says here also Chinese institutions are building AI models of American voters and testing political messages on them. Yeah. They used 171 million X posts to create a million account voter pool. A government-linked team tested a campaign message on synthetic Pennsylvania voters. They're not backing down, man. This is all sides are going in. You know, at least we have a dog in the fight. I always say that. People need to understand. They need to understand this. You're not just going to. The globalists are that what they've been planning for decades and decades and decades. They're not just going to wave a white flag and say, man, you got Trump in 2024. All right, it's over. We're done. Game over. That's not how this is going. We are barely going into the eye of the storm right now.
And you know, they say they design a system with multiple points of failure so that if one goes through, it has a devastating impact. Like, for instance, what kind of an example can we use? Events that have taken place before that we won't talk about specifically, right? How did they take place? Was it this caused by this? Was it caused by this? And you've got a list of like 10 different things that could have caused that event to take place. Which one of them? All of them they deploy so that if you catch them on 8, 2 go in and it has a devastating impact. That's what they're planning right now. They're planning multiple points, right, of failure potentially, so that if one of them goes through, it will still have the same devastating impact.
And I've been told by people that I know here in the Border Patrol, in ICE, that I go, what kind of effect are you having on the ICE raids, the deportations? He goes, man, Dave, he goes, it's not 20 million. It's upward to 100 to 150 million illegals here. Okay. That's what they're guessing. They're like, there's no way we can even put a dent in this. He goes, if what you say is correct on your podcast, Dave, and we're getting ready to go into this, this pause or whatever, he says, and they're going to do something. He goes, there's no possible way we could have got them all. There's just no way. It's humanly impossible. They are here, and the ones that have slipped through the cracks are planning to do something, and it's going to be orchestrated at the right time is what they're telling me. They're like, we don't know how really to prepare for this. We haven't got a memo.
No, but this is what I do know. You ready? Now let's go with an absolute fact. The National Guard in all of the jurisdictions are all prepared. They have the most sophisticated surveillance tools right now, from what I understand. They have access to it, and they're listening at the local. So the National Guard is ready to go to be activated and federalized if we were to have a foreign war, but they're going to be used here in the United States of America. A national security emergency right now. The pretext for it is absolutely ripe for President Trump to activate that thing. And it has to be timed perfectly because, believe it or not, he could win an election just by putting off that election. All eyes are on this election. What if he suspends it because we can't go into that? He declares an emergency.
Well, the primary, everyone says the reason he has to do that is because the primaries. I mean, they finagled the bagel on those, and it's the terminology I'm using because it's fluffy. But the primaries, I mean, that alone, he has to pause. So, I mean, we know what we're coming into. My mind's already on the fact of what are they going to do? Yeah. What's their move? Because they're going all in, dude. They're not pulling back and going, let's just wait this out. No way. They're not waiting nothing out. This is the hill everyone dies on.
Here's one more thing. It's really important. It's going to segue into, like, people are like, what the heck do I need a KUX TV box and my surveillance of my communications, all that stuff? Did you know that the military has something called dark fiber network? In the event of, let's say, an EMP attack or something like that, they have a completely separate internet that nobody's using. The one that we're on right now is blown. They can't fix it. It's just got too many holes in it. Right now, the military and the government is operating on .mil. .mil cannot be penetrated because it's post-quantum encrypted. But that dark fiber network, they could shut off the old internet and keep it on. Remember what I said about Egypt? Commerce needs to keep going. Military communications need to happen. That system and that infrastructure is in place. And I'm thinking, well, what for? It's for continuity of government, sir. It's for
I've also talked to people that said, Dave, they're not spending money on hardening or securing the grid. They're spending monies on bunkers, on underground bases. That's where they're spending their money. So it's almost like it's not almost like it is what it is. They want destruction and perish on Earth, and they want to go underground. That's what these elites have planned. I've heard it's crazy down there. I've heard that, when I was talking to David Wilcock when he was alive, that the sources that he had told him that there's friggin' Starbucks down there, dude. There's like coffee shops, that there's trains that connect. It's like cities of people. And
Nino, did you know in the military when I did aviation weapons, we used to take weapons from the flight line for continuity of government. I've told you this before, I think in the last segment we did. And we would take them into the deep underground military bases.
Wow.
Nuclear boring tunnels. We're talking, you could take 2 tractors. I was driven. I could drive into the one. I was at the one at Yuma Proving Grounds entrance, Yuma Proving Grounds, and also in Colorado, in the side of the mountain. You could literally drive 2 tractor trailers side by side, 80 miles an hour easily inside these tunnels. Massive facilities, and all the cities are connected. They've been doing it for decades. They've been building this underground infrastructure.
All right, let me just take a break just for a second. Ability of attack, right? So if you look at Venezuela, if you look at Colombia, they've suffered major earthquakes. Earthquakes swarm and rocks active California volcanic region. And we're all paranoid about a California earthquake. See, I think these are weapons, man. A lot of people say they're coming from, it's galactic, it's coming from energies from other solar systems, other suns that have nebula explosions, whatever. I don't know. All I do know, though, it seems very peculiar to me that it hit Venezuela twice and then Colombia, where I've been problems over there. But they are rocking that whole Ring of Fire area. A swarm of earthquakes rattled an active volcanic region in California on Friday. The U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, recorded 7 tremors near Coso Junction by Friday afternoon, with the strongest, a magnitude 3.4, striking at 10:26 a.m. Pacific time. The Coso volcanic field, located about 160 miles, 100 miles northeast of Bakersfield, is not a single isolated mountain vent, but is a 150 square mile cluster containing dozens of individual volcanic features powered by a broad underlying zone of magma. Everyone's expecting something to pop off. I had Stuart Swerdlow on here talking about it. Juan always talks about, man, we got to, these earthquakes. He's always bringing up earthquakes to me, at least privately. So it makes me think, like,
yes,
are these weapons, man? I mean, are we looking at they've got to have, if they can control our weather, damn well they can control an earthquake.
I know for a fact that they have some very sophisticated directed energy weapons.
Yeah.
Deep penetrating weapons that will deeply penetrate granite and stuff like that. A lot of weapons that we haven't seen. And in this World War stupid that we've got going on, they haven't shown those weapons just yet. They haven't shown the directed energy weapons that are going to protect, the air.
Well, you know why? Because why the powers that be want the people, the sheep, to blame it on God. I mean, if you can remain discreet and everyone will go to their religious, it's God's will, this earthquake, it's a natural event. You can't point a finger at everybody if everyone says it's a natural event.
A guy named Richard Spencer, a CIA whistleblower, said that they have been planning for the fake alien invasion. They're going to project holographic imagery into the sky and cause mass panic with loud sounds, and it's going to seem like an alien invasion is taking place. That's a weapon, a psychological weapon that'll cause everybody to go crazy. You know what? I want to end on a very positive note. Why are we talking about this? Not to scare everybody. You need to recognize when a major event like that takes place, you got to take care of yourself. You can't call 911 and have the fire department come and save you. That, you know why? Because those people they're going to want to go home and take care of their families.
And not only that, they what they'll do is they'll attack one part of the city or infrastructure,
right,
have all the police show up there, which they always do, and then bam, hit another area, and that's how you take out the grid.
So the whole point of emphasis through this conversation is that they're going to use multiple points of failure, hoping one gets through. But where does that leave us? It leaves us hanging. We have to take care of ourselves. Make sure you got food, water, take care of your family, and never really have to rely upon a first responder because they're going to be absolutely overwhelmed. So preparedness is going to be absolute key. Full situational awareness that anything can happen. You see some jihadi running around with a suicide belt. Obviously, that's very obvious. But, some of these things may happen. They're dressed up like Antifa people. I mean, they're coming out of the stupid manhole covers in downtown New York City. They're now dressed and wrapped in an American flag. They've got their people infiltrating the United States of America. They don't need to dress up like a jihadist.
They're it's out in the open in Dearborn and in Plano. I mean, they don't even give a shit. They're marching the streets. We're coming to the precipice. We're coming to the climax.
We are. It's a very dangerous time, Nino. I'm telling you.
It is. But let's
it
get
is.
to some super chat. Let's get to some super chats. Let's take some super chats just for this right now. Let's go to Mr. Storm Surge. God bless you and watch over you on Wednesday, Nino. Thank you so much.
Amen to that.
Thanks, man.
Amen to that.
Viking Doghouse. Thank you, Champ Prayers and Black Sheep Family, Ringside Rocks. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate the prayers, man. Kelly Ray, 1982, great shows on the corner. Thank you. Many prayers for you and your parents. Do you really think arrests are soon? There's no choice. I think I don't know how soon, but I would say, don't you believe they're coming? What in the next? Would you say year, 6 months, 3 months? What do you think, Pete?
All right. I'll say it again. I said it last time. I thought it was supposed to be June 14th that they were going to do something during the last summit. I'm thinking for maximum political impact to bring something like that, national security emergency plus a massive arrest before the midterms. I'm going to say this before the midterms, because if it doesn't happen before the midterms, may God bless us all.
Man, I don't know. Dude, I hate to put dates or times on any of this stuff.
I hate to do it too, but
it's such a fluid game. You know, it's like it's like predicting the round you're going to knock somebody out in.
How long have you been in this? Nino, do you have enough of an investigation done to where you can arrest people?
Yeah.
John Brennan, James Clapper, Hillary Clinton. You can arrest a whole bunch of them. You're just from your investigation on your shows, right?
Yeah, 100%.
We have enough information. It's time to pull the trigger on the grand conspiracy. Round these people up, get them off the streets.
Kelly Benesky 576. Thank you again. Thank you. Dennis Ray. I can't read that. Dennis Ray, praying for your procedure Wednesday. Thank you so much. Thank you. Sometimes Dennis Ray.
One generous, wonderful audience.
Yeah, they're amazing. You're amazing, David. Keep fighting. Thank you so much. Golf Ladybug super sticker. Thank you. Kelly Paneski 576 super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you. Joyful. Love you, Nino. I always wanted to know, do you have any children? Negative. I won't go there. Mr. Stormsurge, regarding sabotage our water system, didn't that letter in the alphabet often tell us to watch the water? It says either there, but watch the water. Right. Right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Kelly Panetsky 576. Thank you. Mr. Storm Surge. I meant water, not eater. We got you, man. We got you covered on that one. Thank you. What is that? I am a messenger 9663. Donald Trump is Jesus Christ. Oh boy. Can't go there, man.
You know what? What about have you ever seen that story about the Bible?
No. What?
His Bible? Go look that up. The Trump Bible that was given to him, passed on generation to generation. He has it in the Oval Office. He had it out the other day, calling for prayer for our nation.
Really?
That Bible. Go look up Trump's Bible out of the Hebrides.
I'll check that out. Yeah, audience, get on it.
Send you that clip. You need to watch it. Yep.
Samajalan YouTube videos have been available for damn near the last decade, if not longer, of the underground cities, including truckers firsthand videotaping it. Yeah, that's true. 100%. I know a trucker, folks, personally, that's been there. He's delivered stuff. He's his own private business, and he's told me about it. I've
been in the deep underground military bases. That's where we store all of our aviation deployed nukes. I know that. I've delivered them in.
See, yeah. So yeah, they're capable. I mean, but these things I've heard are miles deep. That if you think about like what Philip Schneider saw, the guy, that geologist, the engineer that was building these deep underground military bases. I mean, I think there's levels to this, don't you, Pete?
Yeah, and the cities are connected now. Ever since I was in there, they hadn't been connected, but they were using nuclear boring tunnels to actually connect the cities. You can go from city to city underground.
Wow. Samajalan 23, thoughts of Gary, Indiana, Nino? Pretty messed up. What happened there? I don't even know. The shooting or what? Do you know what happened there, Pete?
Gary, Indiana? I haven't seen anything. Nope, not yet.
What happened? I don't know. Am I late on? I guess I'm late on this one. Gary, Indiana. I don't know.
I'm taking a look at the wires right now. I didn't see anything. Yep.
No? So something happened there. Maybe put it in the chat, folks. We'll check it out. Huh. Interesting. All right. Let's get to some What the fuck news in what the fuck news in what the fuck news. Stay with me just one sec, Pete.
Yep.
All right, folks, it's a doubleheader. Teacher's warning. This is coming from a teacher. She says America is seeing young students unable to answer basic questions, and she's horrified. She says the kids aren't learning how to learn anymore or how to think. We are now witnessing the first generation to grow up with the skill of thinking as optional. Oh wow, internet! I've never seen more comments asking me basic common sense questions. They don't have to learn math. They could just take a picture of the math problem and have it solved. Yep, they could just put that in AI. They don't have to learn how to write essays. They could just have AI write an essay for them. They don't have to learn how to read or write. Damn, let alone write cursive. I am so afraid of the future generations. We might literally see the end of humanity. She's right. American kids are failing miserably in schools. 40% of fourth graders now score below the most basic reading level. 33% of eighth graders score below basic in reading. This is the worst in history. Only 28% of eighth graders are proficient in math. 28%, dude. Wow. I mean, this is very, very, very scary stuff, man. I don't know. And these are the generations. This is the future of America. I mean, Chinese are kicking ass, but we're not. Look at this.
They are.
I mean, this is horrific, dude. This is very concerning. This is disturbing.
Did you hear what Linda McMahon just released within the past, I think, 48 hours? Do you hear what she said? She's the head of the Department of Education.
No, what she said?
Yeah, it's the Department of Education, right? She said that they've discovered that 1 in every 10 children are being molested in the schools as well.
1 in 10.
1 in 10. She just said this publicly.
Are they Catholic schools?
Public schools, yeah. I mean,
Public or Catholic?
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I went to Catholic school.
You know what she
I was
said?
an altar boy, but nothing happened to me.
She said when people get caught, they
attractive.
move them. Yeah, when people get caught, they move them to another school. It sounds just like the Roman Catholic religion.
What? In public schools, that's what they do? So they're protecting them?
1 in 10 kids will be sexually molested before finishing high school. Look at that. Education Secretary Linda McMahon claims. But they're running it like the Catholic Church.
I know when I was in junior high, man, and in high school, there was some security people that were doing that with young girls, man. I remember that, man. They were sleeping with them. And I was like, dude, what?
Yeah.
Like it was happening a lot, man. Like like teachers and like, damn, man. I'm
for boys, it's different. I got hit up. I said, hey, I ain't gonna say anything. Don't worry about it. I don't like guys exploiting the girls. I don't like that.
I mean, there's that, but I mean, I had my day. I'm not gonna go into it, but hey, my science teacher was pretty hot. But anyway, all right, here's another one. Father leaves 7-year-old son alone on Mount Fuji to continue his hike. A father has been reprimanded by police after leaving his son on Japan's highest mountain for several hours with just a soft drink and a snack. The 7-year-old was spotted sitting on a bench on Mount Fuji in foggy and rainy conditions at a point situated at over 2,000 or 6,500 feet. His father, who's 48 years old, reportedly told him, "Just wait here, son," after the boy complained he was tired and continued the climb with his elder son. So the older son and him went up. They said, "You just wait here." Staff at the mountain hut found the child near the 6th station of a hiking route towards the summit and alerted the police. His father was tracked down between the route's 7th and 8th stations, said to be a 3-hour hike. The boy was found on his own. That's crazy, dude. Just wait here. Like, how do you what? You wouldn't hike the mountain that bad, man? I mean, dude, don't take your sons. Like, you're gonna leave your kid in the fucking wilderness.
Have you ever heard those Mount Everest stories? Those people are. I mean, they're like obsessed with.
Yeah, man. You can never motivate me to do that. When I look at stuff like that, I'm like, one wrong move, dude, you're gone, bro. It's like I have no desire for that. I have no ambition to do that. Motivation, nothing. I met a guy that climbed Mount Everest. I shook his hand. I didn't even care. Like, okay, cool, bro. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What do you think about that stuff? I don't find it to be any big.
I used to binge watch those stories about disasters on Mount Everest. I mean, they'll move bodies out of the way so they can keep going. You know,
They're just it's insane. I don't know. I'm not like that. You know, I was very ambitious with my boxing career and all that. Maybe same thing, different kind of danger. I don't know, but I don't know, man. I you know, you mess up once on Mount Everest, you fall down that. That's horrific. I don't have any desire for that.
If you're going to take your 7-year-old and you're really obsessed about achieving your goal, and you brought your 7-year-old, well, you know, maybe you should have brought your 7-year-old that wasn't capable of helping you achieve the goal. Don't leave him behind, you ding-a-ling. What are you doing?
Well, I'm sure he's in trouble now, and he's probably going to lose. Who knows? I don't know what it's like in Japan, but anyway,
I don't know. Who does that, Nino? Would you? Would you leave your 7-year-old on
Fuji? Hell no.
Come on.
No. Nobody, not even a friend. I wouldn't even if a friend was with me, I'd be like, I gotta stay with my buddy. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna
Exactly. Yeah.
that's crazy.